Today's Love This Way show is brought to you by The Club. The Club is a safe space I curated just for you. There's tips, challenges, downloads, ebooks, journals, coloring books. Just all you need to help you to succeed in your relationship endeavors. The best part? Each tier comes with free coaching sessions with me. So if you've been wanting to book a session with me but couldn't quite afford it yet, join a club and save hundreds. The coaching sessions alone are reason enough to join. With tiers starting at only $37 a month, you don't want to miss this opportunity. Visit shaliavinny.com, choose the membership level of your choice, and go to your calendar and book your free session. I can't wait to connect more with you. And make sure you mention Love This Way sent you. Hello and welcome to the Love This Way podcast. Although we have a new name and new imagery, this show still exists to help men and women everywhere to be better at love. Never any gender wars, back and forth, or nonsense. Just great tips to help you find and sustain the love of your dreams. Because love is a journey and you need direction. So get ready because each episode we're going to be talking about our real life issues, answering tough questions, and building solid relationships with one another as we heal, learn, and grow. I'm your host, your girl, Shalia Vinny, and today's show is for anyone who has ever wronged the person you love and need to make it right. How to say you're sorry. Can we talk about it? I have sessions very often with men and women wanting to save their relationships after wrongdoings or loss of trust, whether it was cheating, lying, omitting information, crossing a boundary, or any other breach of trust. One of the most common things I hear is, "I apologize, so why hasn't he or she come around yet? I said I was sorry. How long are they going to hold this over my head? I don't understand why he or she hasn't forgiven me." So naturally, I dive deeper and I ask questions about the apology and how it was worded. I always ask questions about your intentions and expectations of your person moving forward. But what I've learned is that most of your apologies aren't truly about your person, but more so about yourselves. Your apologies are often shrouded in ego and pride. The reason why your partners are underwhelmed is because your apologies and ability to convey remorse are severely lacking. It's dawned on me that most people don't know that there are multiple parts to an apology, and in order to be well received, each part needs to be addressed. Apologizing is simply not enough. The reason your partner hasn't responded in the way that you'd hoped is because they're not convinced about your contrition. If you're someone who has wronged someone and you truly want to make amends, I'm here to help you. Let's dive into this. Okay, so plain and simple. There are multiple parts to an apology, and each part has to be executed correctly if you want to make a meaningful impact on your person and your relationship. So what are the parts to an apology, and what order do you say them in? You have to start with an acknowledgement of wrongdoing. You always begin by clearly stating what you did wrong or the specific behavior or action you're apologizing for. This shows that you understand the issue. Next, you have to accept responsibility. Take responsibility for your actions. Avoid making excuses or blaming others. Acknowledge that your actions or words were your own choices and no one else's fault. Then there's the expression of regret. Express genuine remorse for your actions. Use language that conveys your sadness, regret, or sorrow for causing hurt or harm. This is not the time to try to be cool or indifferent. This is the time to put your cards on the table and show some vulnerability. After that, you need to show some empathy. Show empathy by acknowledging the feelings of the person that you've hurt. Recognize how your actions affected them and convey understanding of their pain and disappointment. Even if you don't think it was that big of a deal, their feelings and pain is all that matters. If they say it affected them, you need to take that and accept it. Next, there's the request for forgiveness. You have to actually ask for forgiveness from the person that you've wronged. This demonstrates your desire to make amends and rebuild the relationship, but you have to be sincere and genuine. Another thing that helps tremendously is an explanation. In some cases, it might be helpful to provide a brief explanation of why you acted the way you did. Sometimes your person needs more details to help them to get past their pain. If they have questions or need more detail, you owe them that because everyone copes and heals differently. So don't deny them the answers they may need to form an understanding or to, at the very least, just to have all the information. However, This is the time to be cautious and not turn this into an excuse or a way to minimize your responsibility. You need to own it through and through. Lastly, and perhaps the most important step of all, is the assurance of change. You truly need to communicate your commitment to changing your behavior or taking steps to prevent a repeat of the wrongdoing. Be specific about what actions you're going to take to make amends or prevent the issue from happening again. Again, you can't just say this. This has to be proven over time and through your actions moving forward. This is all about what you do, not what you say, but you definitely need to say it too. Visit ShaliaVinny.com and book a coaching session, find out more about me, grab one of my books, and more. I can't wait to connect more with you. So we've been discussing the parts of an apology. To provide an apology that actually comes across as sincere and gives the recipient the room they need to heal after being hurt, it's important to know each part of the apology. But while the parts are important, there are some other factors that matter when you need to say you're sorry. So let's talk about those. Like timing and delivery. It's important to choose the right time and place for your apology. It's better to deliver it in person and make eye contact if possible, or through a sincere and heartfelt written message. Now, this should be handwritten because that's personal. A text message is not the answer here. Ensure you have the person's full attention and are free from distractions. Another one is listening. After apologizing, allow the other person to respond and express their feelings. Be an active listener and give them the space to share their perspective and emotions. Don't interrupt their thought process or minimize their feelings. Simply provide a safe space for them to feel heard. If they need to cry, vent, be angry, or anything in between, you need to let them. You created this storm, so allow them the right to clear the air how they need to so that they can move on. The next one is patience. Understand that the person may need time to process your apology and to decide whether to forgive you. Give them the time and space they need. This is not the time to say, well, I apologize, as if that's some magic cure to make the recipient take you back or to forgive you of your transgressions. It's just a starting point. Allow the person to reflect on what was said and on your genuineness. If they walk away without fully acknowledging what you said, let them. Sometimes they need to take some time for themselves to fully know how and what they're feeling. Don't rush them. And lastly, there's the follow through. If you've committed to making changes, ensure your follow through with those promises. Demonstrating that you're taking concrete actions to correct your behavior is a crucial part of a sincere apology. You have to be the person that you promised that you were going to become. Sorry is simply a manipulation tactic to try and keep someone around if it is said without actually planning to do better moving forward. The best apology is changed behavior. Your person knows you well enough to know when you're BSing them or when you're being sincere. Are you just telling them what you think they want to hear? They know. Sometimes it's not that the person doesn't forgive you. They're simply watching you closely, looking for any indication of a repeated pattern. They are simply trying to decide if it is safe to forgive you by watching your actions. People often say they'll change, and even do, but just long enough for the dust to settle and things to go back to normal before they go back to being the person that they vowed to change from being. Your person needs to feel safe enough to let you back in. The collateral damage that comes with wronging your person can be very hard to come back from, but with a little bit of patience, it is possible to overcome. So don't give up. If your person is truly worth it, it is worth repairing and regaining their trust. I am always rooting for you, and I hope that you guys can make amends and to get back to a happy place that both of you guys can benefit from, and that you have the love that you both dream of. I love you so much. Take care of yourselves and each other. Today's show was brought to you by my personal membership clubs on ShaliaVinny.com. Please rate the show on your favorite streaming platform, share it with one person who you think needs to hear it, and ask them to do the same. Remember to never stop showing up for yourself and the love you desire to have. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. To your good is better and your better is best. Until next time, your friend and relationship strategist, Shalia. Bye.